Welcome and thanks for joining us today on Competitive Edge. I'm your host, Montel Williams, and today we have three amazing stories of people who have used their competitive edge to be as successful as they are in life. First up is one of the biggest hip-hop artists, rappers of all time, still holds the record for one of the #1 selling songs of all time, Mr. Robert Van Winkle, better known as Vanilla Ice. And also joining us is the father of one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Mr. Dwayne Wade Jr. And you know, this country has been living through a scourge of a pandemic for the last year and a half, but we've been living in a scourge of addiction for a long time. We have with us one of the top addiction specialists in the country from Elevate Addiction, Miss Angie Manson. And of course, as always, we have the beautiful Brittany Cascon.
You are so sweet. Thank you, Montel. Thank you for having me today.
Thanks for being here. Tell us what you got for us today.
You know, I have a great story. I'm going to be telling you what to look for when you have car issues. I think we've all been there, but we're not always exactly sure how to navigate the process. So I've got some good information.
Well, with the supply chain issues that we're having right now, we need to have some answers because a lot of people aren't going to get that new car as they thought they're going to get. They have to keep the old one running, right?
That's right. We need to have investment pieces here.
Absolutely. And for our musical interlude throughout the show, we have DJ Epps in the house.
Yeah, Montel, what's going on?
I'm going good, my brother. How about you?
I'm blessed. I'm ready.
All right, well, look, why don't you rock us out of here right now, my friend? Welcome back to Competitive Edge. And our first guest today, I think, still holds the record for the fastest selling single in all of hip hop. You may know him. His name is Robert Van Winkle. I bet you if you don't know what that name is, this is Mr. Vanilla Ice right here in the house.
Hey,
How you doing, Ice?
Thank you, Montel.
Good to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you again.
Most of America knows you as the hip hop artist and rapper that you are, but a lot of them don't know the fact that you are a world-ranked jet ski operator, runner. You are a world-ranked motocross rider.
Yeah.
And you also recently have had your own show on the air for almost 9 years called the Vanilla Ice Project, where people didn't understand that you were really an avid enthusiast in real estate, but also in actually refurbishing real estate and selling it.
Yeah.
You got a book coming out about that soon, don't you?
Yes.
But let's talk back about the beginning. Where were you born?
There's a few chapters. I was born on Halloween. My birthday's Halloween, and I was born in Dallas, Texas, Baylor Hospital. My mom is married like 7 times, maybe a few more, we don't know. My mom is the greatest mom in the world. I always say, word to your mother, because I love my mom so much, you know. She said, honey, I was just looking for love in the wrong places, you know.
You're also dabbling a little bit in poetry, starting to start your career off as a rapper. Let's go back in time when this started. There weren't too many rich kids, white kids rapping.
Nah, I didn't know it at the time. I don't see color. I never have. I'm not a white rapper. There's no such thing. There's no category in the world called he won the white rapper award. It don't exist. And music with color does not exist. Only in the person's mind if they want to think in that direction. Music is for your ears, you know, Beethoven and everything. He could walk past you in the mall with a modern haircut and you wouldn't know who he was.
Right. You sat down and wrote Ice Ice Baby, right?
Yeah. This song took on a life of its own. It's approaching 200 million on sales. And it's the craziest thing.
You look back at that, and there's so much good came out of it because you made enough money off of that to really actually start, you know, satisfying that little itch that you had for real estate. I want you to tell me about what got you into real estate and the reason you really did that.
I needed to have a place to stay, obviously, and a place to sleep. But I bought quite a few because I was at different parts of the country, and I didn't know about the real estate market or anything. I just bought houses, you know, rock star. I was young. I did Ice Ice Baby when I was 16, so I was about 19, 20 when I was buying all these houses. Went on tour for 3.5, 4 years, never saw these houses at all. Came back and I said, listen, man, this is, I made a mistake. I think I'm dumb and young, and I spent and blew all this money on these houses. I said, let's sell them and try to, you know, recoup whatever I can. And I literally made millions. I sold these houses and I go, wait a minute, let's go buy some more.
But this is going on at the same time that you're trying to rekindle your record career. And you had already broken an ankle, right, from motocross.
Yep, motocross.
And so now you're really trying to focus in on the music industry again. But you also got this voice back here talking in the back of your head, like, you know, a little angel on your shoulder saying, more real estate, more real estate, more real estate.
Yeah.
But how did you, you know, put that energy into the direction of this is just going to be success for me?
Time management. And I don't want to do anything if it's not going to be successful. I believe in it. And if you believe it, you can achieve it. And you have to wholeheartedly believe in it. I wake up day by day not thinking about what I did wrong yesterday. That's a waste of time. I'm not one of those people that try to think about how I can save money. I believe that you have to have a purpose, you have to have meaning, you have to have drive, and you have to have ambition. And without those, you're kind of twiddling your thumbs. So you really need to have that. What is your purpose? What am I waking up for today? To play Fortnite all day? I don't think so.
What's coming down the pike for you?
Great things happening in the future. One of them is the continuation of the Vanilla Ice Project TV show. You know, we have over 100 million viewers. We've been, running this show over almost 200 episodes, and we're going to elevate it to the next technical level. Like all this computer screen and technology is really changing the world as we know it.
I understand you are a automobile enthusiast, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
What's your favorite one?
Oh, my favorite car is my 5.0, my original Mustang 5.0. So I do have that. I restored it.
Do you have anything else new coming out? Any new music coming down the pipe?
Got music coming out. Everything.
What?
Yep. Check out the Vanilla Ice.
Did they hear it here first for the first time?
That's it.
You heard it here for the first time. Vanilla Ice got new music coming out. Come on now, that's a big one. DJ Epps, you know what you got to do, brother. Take us out.
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
My man, thank you. Appreciate you.
Let's talk business. As the president and CEO of VIP Tires, Tim Winkler knows a thing or two about running a business.
That's right. VIP Tires employs around 600 workers, and Tim has a very unique approach involving trust and relationship building. Tim, welcome to our show.
Thanks for being a part of the Competitive Edge, sir, for sure. Look, let's first talk a little bit about yourself. Now, you were born in St. Louis, but you were raised in Oklahoma, right?
Yes, sir. I was raised in Oklahoma and then moved to Maine about 12 years ago with VIP, but born in Oklahoma, and I'm a Sooner.
When did you transition over to business?
Late in my degree program, I had a professor who told me that once you get your degree, it's a new starting line for everybody. That's when I realized I'm going to be in the business world. I better be competitive.
You know, just like in life, trust and communication is key in business. Can you talk to us about some of the parallels of how your personal life can actually translate into your professional life, especially when it comes to building trust? That's got to be really important.
It's huge. And, I've always found that building relationships is really the key to success in pretty much everything we do, whether it's our family, our coworkers, our boss. Everything is all about building relationships. And when we focus on building relationships, then that's where the trust comes in. And trust is so important. You have to trust each other in order to have great relationships. And once again, that's not just a business philosophy, that's a life philosophy.
You spend a lot of time working on employee development, right? You use a lot of resources for that too.
We invest a ton in employee development, and that's a big part of our culture. Years ago, when we decided we were going to be people focused, that's the biggest thing that came out of it was our people said, well, I need to go get these certifications to get ahead in my career, but why do I have to pay for them out of my own pocket? So we took that off the table. We said, we're going to pay for it all up front. We do that with all of our training, all the certifications, all the education for our employees. We pay for it all up front so that they don't have any barriers to improving themselves, building that career, staying with the company. And that's just been fuel for our growth as a company. It's been awesome.
You guys thrive on transparency, right? Especially in the auto repair industry.
Absolutely. Transparency is huge. And not a lot of companies think about it that way.
Right.
We share detailed financials with every one of our employees. We have a training class where we actually cover financial reports. So transparency is huge. We're transparent with our associates. We have an annual survey, as an example. And, we have a lot of great comments about people who love working for the company, but occasionally there are some that aren't so great. We publish every one of those comments, and then that transparency then cascades down to our customers. Our whole customer experience is built on transparency. We have huge windows out into our shop so customers can watch their vehicle get worked on. And not only that, we invite customers out to the shop to meet the technician working on their car. And not many shops do that.
Well, this has all been so unbelievable, so fascinating. If viewers want to learn more, where can they go?
They can go to VIPauto.com, our website, or, if you Google VIP, you're going to find all kinds of articles and even podcasts out there, because the kind of things we're doing to improve our culture and build this transparency into our business, we've shared it with many, many other shops because we really have a passion for not just improving our business. We would like to see the whole industry improve, and we think that that will help everybody to embrace this philosophy.
I think that's why you've got VIP on your chest. And that also proves where the competitive edge starts, you know what I mean? I got to thank you so much, Tim, for being a part of the show today, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
For sure. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Competitive Edge. You know, this nation has been through some tumultuous times in the last year and a half, especially dealing with this pandemic of COVID. But what we have been dealing with and haven't even talked about is the fact that, you know, if you remember 3 or 4 years ago, all you heard was opioid addiction, opioid addiction, opioid addiction. Now all of a sudden we stop talking about it as if it doesn't exist anymore. And there are some new ways and some new programs that are out there that are finding some true success. Miss Angie Manson runs one of those programs. Yours is copyrighted, a very successful program. Your addiction problem started when you were 12, right?
Yep. So my mom was a single mom. She had me very young, and to support us, she had to work 2 jobs. So I was 11 years old. I was a latchkey kid, which back in our generation, that meant you were fully sufficient. And that also gave me a lot of freedom to do not so great things. We started drinking, we started smoking, we started graduating to heavier drugs. And that's pretty much where I started. And so by the time I was 16, I had been running away. I'd been arrested 7 times. I dropped out of school. I was not doing good. Somewhere along the line, I realized I have a real passion and purpose for helping people. So the program that I went through at that point in time, we decided we wanted to sort of break free and try our own method.
And so your whole program focuses on who the person is now.
100%. And we allow them to move forward with who they are now. If you know most addicts, they're living in the past. They're reliving some trauma that occurred to them when they were kids. And the important thing is to get into the present and let's deal with what's happening right now, not what was happening back then. We practice mindfulness. We stay in the present. We don't tell our past or stories. That's for your one-on-one counselor, or your therapist, or your curriculum you work with.
And part of the competitive edge that you incorporate in your program is CrossFit, right?
I love CrossFit. So I started doing CrossFit, and I never worked out in my life. I was never an athlete. And once I found CrossFit, there was something about it, the camaraderie, as well as the mindfulness. Like, I would have the worst day at work, all this stuff is going on, I'm thinking about this call I have to make, this situation that happened. When you get in the gym, you are 100% present.
And endorphins is kind of something similar to what the addict is chasing anyway, right?
You know, it starts off as little things because they weren't taking very good care of themselves. But those little things grow all the time. I mean, there's like this magic in the first year because every time you do something, we call it a PR, is a personal best because you've never done it before. And so you're constantly getting personal best, which is feeding that confidence and that good feeling. And of course, when you're working out that hard, all these endorphins get going, good feelings get going, you sleep better. So when you're sleeping better, you're more rational, you're making better decisions, you feel better, you look better. You push them hard enough, they start creating that in their own bodies, and they realize whatever emotion or feeling they're trying to get, they can get from working out.
With your program, how successful are you?
And so we track them all the way through the program and then after the program. And last year we ranked #1 in the entire nation based off of success and overall results.
So if people wanted to get more information, where do they go?
ElevateRehab.org.
ElevateRehab.org. Okay. Well, I mean, there's an option. And that's what we all need is options today. I got to say thank you so much for being a part of Competitive Edge. You're going to help give a lot of people their competitive edge.
Thank you, Montel.
Absolutely. We're going to take a little break. DJ Epps,
Yeah.
take us out of here, my brother. DJ Epps, kicking it, buddy.
What's going on?
Well, come on, man. Welcome back to Competitive Edge. And I got to tell you something. I'm really excited about our next guest because, you know, when you look at people who have that competitive edge, you wonder where it comes from. Father of NBA legend, superstar, Mr. Dwayne Wade Jr., Dwayne Wade Sr. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I think your son has definitely credited you and the discipline that you gave him growing up as being part of the reason why he's as successful as he has been. But that came to you in a different way. What was your childhood like? You grew up in Chicago, right?
I grew up in Chicago on the South Side. My childhood, well, you know, we were a poor family. I played sports to get away from gangs and stuff like that, so my childhood wasn't great, but it wasn't all that bad, so.
Yeah, and like myself, you ended up going in the military, right?
Yes,
Was that
sir.
right out of high school?
Well, a little bit right after high school. It was because of me and the wife I was with, something happened, so I decided to leave and go to the Army because of that. But yeah.
Army, I won't hold it against you. You know, I was in the Marine Corps and the Navy, but that's okay. Army, is that when were you with Jolinda at the time?
I was.
Now, when you broke up, he went to live with Jolinda first.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And for a period of time, and then just because of circumstances, he ended up coming to move in with you later on.
Right.
About how old was he when he got to you?
About 7.
With you, he had some of the best times of his life and some of the times when he really was able to feel like a child. But at the same time, you disciplined him in the ways that, you know, I guess we could say kind of caused a little bit of a conflict, huh?
When I came home from the military, I had to learn new values. And I wanted to make sure that my kids understood those values as well.
When he got drafted to the NBA, it was kind of a little bit of a dig at you, but not inviting you to that draft, right?
Yeah, I was a little mad at that.
Were you?
Yeah.
You two reconciled that later on?
I think we just reconciled that when he was in Cleveland playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Really?
It was
After multiple championships?
Right. It was a Thanksgiving, and we were all at the table, and we just started talking about things, and it came up, and I finally got a chance to, you know, say some things that I wanted to say about it.
What do you think you instilled in him that gave him his competitive edge?
Discipline. Mostly discipline. I was military, so it had to be discipline, and the drive to want to be better than me. What I tried to do as a father for many kids, because I raised 12 kids along the way, what I try to do is instill leadership in kids and in hopes that they wouldn't be followers. One of the things we talked about was more men need to have a man-to-man conversation not only with their sons but with their daughters. I actually have a non-for-profit dedicated to bringing father and children back together, and it's called Propops Foundation. So that's been 40 years.
I noticed you have a pen on your jacket.
Yeah,
What is that pen all about?
This one actually is, I just received it from the President Biden.
Whoa, go ahead with your bad self.
Yeah, it's the Lifetime Achievement Award, and this is the second one. I got one from Obama as well.
You have your own competitive edge now. You were able to fight your demon. And what made you realize that you had a demon that needed to be fought?
I think I just, the first thing that came to me about drinking was when my mom passed, I tried to be the strong one for the whole family. And I did that, and I buried her. But when I got back to Miami, I was crying the whole time, and I was drinking the whole time. So for like a whole month, I was just constantly drinking. Nobody saw me, and that started it. And then I got back into going out, and I was out of control. And so
I think some of that made the news, made the press, right? Because I think there was a little period of time that he kind of banned you from the parking lots.
that's another story. Y'all want to hear that?
Nah, we'll let that go. But we know, they can go look that up.
Yeah, all of those things in one made me decide it was time. You know, like that was 40 years of drinking. And it made me decide that it was time for me to make a change in my life.
Honestly, not that I'm not taking anything away from Dwayne, but he got some of his tools from you. So what's next for you?
I think for me, I think I'm at a place where I'm dying to live versus knowing that you was gonna die. But I want to release a platform, a TV show about dads. I want the world to hear dads and let us have our voice for the first time.
I gotta thank you so much, sir, for being here and being part of the show. Thanks for what you're doing. We'll be back right after this. DJ Epps. Well, That was Competitive Edge for today. Now, what did you think? Vanilla Ice was over the top, huh?
I mean, for me, he just made me want to live in the present. He motivated me so much. He made me realize that we can't change tomorrow, we can't change the future, so live now.
Absolutely. What do you think, sir?
Dwayne Sr., I love how he gives the value to his kids and whatnot. I had the pleasure of DJing one of his birthday parties, and his family is beautiful.
Oh, wow, absolutely. Well, you know, that's what we're all about here at Competitive Edge, is trying to give you the tools to make sure your life is right on the edge of the competitive edge. So make sure you join us on the next one. We'll see you next time. DJ Epps, take us out, brother. For more information, go to competitiveedge.tv.